All right, y'all. Good job finishing that practice quiz. So now I'm going to teach you how to do your exit ticket. So you can always go back and view your score. You just go back to the quiz and click view score. I pretended to take this quiz so that you could see what yours might look like. So this is what I got 3 out of 5. That's not passing. Okay, you needed to get at least a 4. So what that means for me is that I'm going to need to do some really good corrections. So what's cool about it is that it will tell you exactly which ones you got wrong and actually gives you feedback, which tells you what the correct answer was. So that's going to really help you write your exit ticket practice explanation. So how I'm going to fill this out is I'm going to give myself a 3 out of 5 on here. And even if you get 100%, you still need to explain why you got an answer correct, because sometimes people make lucky guesses. I want to make sure that every time you answered a question, you truly understood the reason why you got it right. So I did the first one for you already in a way. I just didn't tell you what number it was. So for number 1, the answer to number 1 was, and the answer was B, right? I should have chosen B. So I'll put that. B was, and it's because that the Neolithic Revolution, I remembered that actually it's when humans began to domesticate plants and animals, like domestication is agriculture, right? Farming. And so I should have remembered from yesterday's textbook that the most revolutionary thing about the Neolithic era was that humans started farming. And I got it wrong. Like, just imagine I put D because I remember now that Paleolithic people could also use fire. So I should have known that D wouldn't have been the correct answer because Paleolithic people also use fire. So it wasn't that revolutionary. What was revolutionary was farming. The next one is number 2. All of the following activities are mentioned in the passage except that hunter-gatherers enrich the soil. That one's correct. So like you can see already which ones are correct. And so if you got it correct, let's say I got number 2 correct, I can just explain why. So the answer to number 2 was B, because, and then kind of go back to the question. And it's always good if you can tell me like that one wasn't mentioned at all. Like B is the only option that was not mentioned. So be very careful for except questions. Except means find the lie. Hunter-gatherers did clear entire areas to plant food. And so like all of the other options were talked about. This was the only one. Animal dung or poop was not mentioned at all in the text. So I know that one was the wrong one. For number 3, which sentence provides the best evidence that the Neolithic Revolution happened gradually? So the correct answer is C, because it happened through little changes, right? This is a claim. Letter A is a claim. So if you chose that one's not evidence. That's just the author's idea. And this one is totally wrong because it didn't spread quickly. Gradual means slowly over time. So number 4, what is the purpose of the second paragraph? It is setting up the question. Some of you might have accidentally picked like this one to explain why agriculture has become the preferred economic system, but that's not the purpose of the second paragraph. The purpose was to set up the question. The question was like, let's see, where was it? Why then did agriculture win? Why is it that agriculture has taken over the world and hunting and gathering is not popular anymore? And so that's the reason why. It was set up the question, and then paragraph 3 answers that. Simply put, it's an evolutionary process. So that answered that question. And then lastly, I think number 5, it can be reasonably inferred that the last 2 paragraphs that the author thinks that. Some people might have accidentally put D because it does seem like the author's general vibe is they don't like agriculture, but actually it's A. And the best answer is actually over here. I don't really want to talk about it because the feedback is so clear. So please make sure you take a moment to answer all the questions. Even if you got it correct, make sure you answer it right here. The ones you got wrong, you do have to actually explain why that answer is wrong now. So do your best. It's okay if you make a few mistakes, but try to really explain how you know that answer is wrong. And after that, click submit, and then you're good to go. Have a good day. Bye.